like to get a good workout in the morning for 30 minutes. It's really important that when you are a homeschool mom and you're pouring into your children, that you're also pouring into yourself, your health, and your fitness. My 9-year-old wakes up at 6 a.m. to get started with her schoolwork. She makes her bed and she heads downstairs. Here she is starting on her teaching textbooks. Then she proceeds to do the rest of her work. At a certain time during the day, she meets with me so that I can correct her work and answer any questions she's had. If you want to see more videos about her and her day, I'll link it below in the description box. After I take a shower, I make sure that my bed is done in the morning. This is a practice that we all do every day, and it gets the ball rolling in the morning, and it's important to us. Now I'm going to sit down and read my morning devotional. Today, in the Better Mom devotional, I'm reading about the power of gentleness, and this is what it says. Do your kids feel at ease in your home? Do they seem relaxed or on edge? Sometimes, in the stress and chaos of motherhood, we inadvertently create a home environment that feels more like a volcano on the verge of erupting than it does an oasis for rest and refreshment. God wants our homes to be sacred spaces set apart for Him. How we interact with our family is one way we can honor God with our homes. Becoming better means looking to and learning from how Jesus related to those around Him. There's an interesting character trait of Jesus that often gets overlooked. The gospel writers describe Him as gentle. Gentle. When Jesus interacted with people in His public ministry, He knew their hearts and their brokenness. So Jesus was gentle with them. He wasn't cynical and forceful and dismissive, rushed or annoyed. Jesus interacted with kindness and gentleness. He was careful not to break people's spirits. Our homes should be a haven, a space away from all that is broken and wrong with the world. When we moms are gentle, we put our families at ease and make them feel comfortable. We de-escalate tensions instead of escalating them. We're patient. Gentleness helps us be more compassionate, cautious with our words, and intentional in our actions. There's a few chores that I like to take care of in the morning. There are mainly 3. One is do a load of laundry. The next is make my bed. And the third one is do a quick wash of the sink and the toilet of the bathroom. This really puts me ahead and makes me have a more productive and efficient day while keeping a clean home for my family. If you want to learn more about how I upkeep my home, I've made a workshop and I'll link it below in the description box. The girls are waking up now, and if there's one thing that I require is for them to make their beds in the morning. Even if they don't make it the best, it's a skill and they do the best they can. This morning, I am making some oatmeal for the children. This is an easy thing to make. It's nutritious and they love it. While I make breakfast, I'm usually doing the children's hair. You know, they grow up so quick. These are the little times, the little moments that I can still do their hair and spend that little bit of time just taking care of that one simple thing for them. Enjoy your kids. They grow up so quick. They'll be doing their hair on their own in no time. I wish my mom could still do my hair sometimes. Checking up on the oatmeal now. I'm putting some cinnamon. Gives it a nice taste. I also like to add maple syrup to it. Now I'm going to be adding some frozen blueberries to each of their bowls. It's good for fiber and it has so much nutrition. There's one of my children that doesn't like the blueberries in the oatmeal. Do you have one of those that just likes things differently? That's okay. I don't mind. Going to continue doing hair here. Almost done. I like to keep their hair in braids. It just keeps the tangles out and it's easier to manage. Mama's hug. Mama loves hugging them. And here's my little boy. He's the only boy in between all these girls. So easy to do his hair. Now we're getting ready to do our read-aloud in the morning. In the morning, we like to do our morning devotional, which I'll link below in the description box. I've talked about it before. And we also do a read-aloud. I'll link below the book that we're reading this month. The kids really get into these books. And it's such a great time together to be able to share these stories. We also do some memory work from our binders and on a trifold board that we use that I've shared before. In the next clip, you're going to hear a little bit of the hymn that we're memorizing this month.
The hand motions?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Ready? Luke, you ready? Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Again. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Sing it one more time, Luke. Go ahead.
Waymaker, promise keeper, in the darkness, my God, where you are.
All right, give me fun.
If you want to learn more about the songs that we memorize and the other things that we memorize and all of the hand motions that go along with everything, I will link it below in the description box. After breakfast, all of the children break out into their individual chores. All of my children are in charge of certain areas. Here we have my 7-year-old. She's in charge of rinsing all of the dishes and putting it on the other side so that I can then put it in the dishwasher. We like to keep the kitchen clean, and so everyone brings their dish here and she rinses it off. Anything that needs to be rinsed, any pots that need to be done, I will do them myself. But it's a great help for me. My 9-year-old is in charge of the family room, and so she is vacuuming the family room. Didn't get done the day before, so there's a lot of crumbs on the floor. Now she's taking care of her rabbit. That's one thing that she does every morning. She cleans his cage and gives him fresh water and fresh food. We love this little rabbit. His name is Jack, and they've potty trained him so that he is like a little cat that goes all around our house. Here she is grooming him, and he truly is such a blessing. Here's my 5-year-old. Her task is to take care of the closet, and this is our shoe closet. It's always very messy, and we have a basket at the front door where everyone drops their shoes off when they come in. And so when it gets to be very full, she gets to match the shoes by pairs and put them away. It's a very easy task. She's only 5 and she takes really good care of this task every day. She makes sure that the entire hallway is clean and clear of shoes. When you have a big family, shoes tend to be a really big clutter at the door. This is her task. Even though it's very simple, she feels a lot of pride and responsibility to be able to do this on her own. This is a spray mop that she's using to clean. After our morning chores, all of the children come to the school area. This is our preschool little area, and this is my 2 and my 1-year-old working on some things that I have for them on the shelf. And then the 3 girls work on their independent work. Here's my 7-year-old, and right now, in this clip, she is copying a poem from a poem book. This is something that she can do on her own. This is my 5-year-old, and she's doing some math facts right now to start off her morning. And so each child has their independent work that they do. What I do is then I rotate from child to child, checking on them, making sure that they're doing their work. And then at some point during the day, we check in and I check with them to see how they did with their work. My 9-year-old is reading a story and answering some questions. She's going to be doing a composition about that story. So she's just looking at the story and planning her composition that she's going to be writing about. We have the girls be very quiet while they're in here. They're not allowed to start talking or playing or chatting at all. This is a time of individual, independent work where they're doing their own individual work that they are assigned. They know what they need to do, and they usually move from one task to the other because eventually what they want to do is go outside to play and go do their hobbies. So they want to be done. We're usually done by 12 noon. And so here are the little ones. I usually work with the little ones first, and that is because they need the most attention, and so I try to fill up their cup first. I have different activities that I set up for them. Here is my 2-year-old, and he's working on some matching teddy bear activity. I'll link this below in the description box if you're interested in getting it. It's a nice visual discrimination activity, and you can also play a memory game with it as well. Right now in this activity, he is putting toothpicks into a recycled container that I had left over. It was a spice container. This is working on some fine motor skills. It's also working on concentration skills and following directions. and just being able to sit still and do an activity. He loves to do his schoolwork and he looks forward to it every day. I give him just a few things on the shelf and he's very happy to do his own things. Here I'm working with my 1-year-old. I like to have something for her too. She's putting these wooden balls that I found at the craft store into this recycled container. She loves to also be able to do something as she sees her siblings doing things. So I'm working with the little ones and then I will be rotating in with my older children. It's really such a pleasure to work with these children. They bring me so much joy. Here are the girls. They're practicing their instruments. This is something that all of my children are learning as part of their homeschool. They're learning an instrument each. And every day they practice their instruments. It's 11 a.m. The children are outside to play. This is one of the reasons why I homeschool. I wanted to gift my children the gift of a good childhood. Of a childhood where they can play for hours and hours a day. They can do their hobbies and do all the things they love and explore. They're really enjoying catching fireflies lately. There's been so many. Here's my 2-year-old. He's always up to something. Here he's collecting some rocks to put in a mud pie. I really enjoy watching them, seeing them play. Over here they are making little flower arrangements. They love collecting flowers all around and putting them in these little baby food jars. They keep them there in their mud kitchen. Sometimes they give me my own little arrangement, which is a pleasure to see, and put right by the window where I cook. Children have so much creativity when you just give them the space to create. They start creating something out of nothing. You don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to have a lot of toys. You just have to let children create with whatever they have around them. You'll be surprised at the beauty of their imagination, what they can create just from the things in nature. While I make lunch, I also prep my dinner. Tonight we're having chili. Put it in the crock pot with some yellow rice. So all of the dishes get washed at noon, and all we have to do is have our dinner later on. This has been something that we have been doing for a long time now, and it's been so helpful to have our dinner done by the time it's time to eat dinner. I talk more about all of the tactics that I create to manage my home in my new workshop, Home Management. I'll link it below in the description box. At lunchtime is another opportunity to again come and connect with my children. At this point, we are reading from these character cards, and my kids love it because it really stirs conversation, and they get to pick an action from a story that I read to them from these cards. I'll link the cards below in the description box. So we do 2 read-alouds every day, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And I have shared with you in the past some of the things that I read from my read-aloud basket, and I'll link below some ideas. But I do plan to make an updated one soon. After lunch, we do the same thing. We put our dishes in the dishwasher. My 7-year-old rinses a lot of them off, and I put them inside. Now I'm going ahead and washing our chicken eggs. The beauty of having chickens is that you got eggs. You also have to wash them. Take a little time to talk to you about the beauty of homemaking. Being able to be at home with your children, such a great opportunity to pour into them, to connect with them. But also, you are contributing so much more than you think. You are helping to raise the next generation. This is something that is very noble. I thank each and every one of you, mothers out there, that is sacrificing and being home with your children to raise them up in a healthy, strong way. Motherhood can be so hard, but it is so rewarding. Here the 2 older children are working on an art class that they take together. And this is a live class where the teacher is working with them and other students on a particular drawing for that day. I think they're drawing an iguana here. And so the teacher takes them step by step, what they need to do. It's a great way to learn how to draw. They both have a portfolio where they keep all of their drawings that they have made. It's a great thing to be able to look back and see the drawings that they have made. As they draw, the teacher interacts with them and talks to them. There are other students in the class as well. She asks for them to show the drawing as well so that they can see, so that she can see what they are doing and how well they're doing. So while they're doing that, the other 2 children are working on a craft. I like to put the 2 younger ones to do their own drawing or their own craft when the 2 older ones take their drawing class, so that they can do something that's more age appropriate for them. Here they're making little popsicle stick puppets. So I just printed out some pictures. They color them in and they glue them on to the popsicle sticks. And they can get to play with these later on when they're done. Sometimes I escape to the outdoors when the kids are doing their crafts and their afternoon activities. I've taken the hobby of gardening, and it's such a soothing hobby. It's very grounding, connects you to the earth and to the Creator. Today I'm planting some asparagus that I got from the farmer's market. I like this crop because it can last 15 to 20 years and it just keeps coming back. It's a perennial. The baby usually comes along with me and just watches and walks around. I recommend for moms to have hobbies, to do the things that they love, as motherhood sometimes is a lot of giving and a lot of sacrifice. So one must try to find the little pleasures in life to make things more meaningful. Back inside, the two littles are done with their popsicle stick puppets and they are loving them. They're showing me all the things they've made, all the different little puppets they've made. And this is just an easy, quick little craft that you can do with your toddlers, with your preschoolers or kindergartners. And then they can have these little puppets to play with. Over in the dining room, the two oldest girls are done with their drawings and they're happy with the way they came out. I'm sure there's little things that they want to fix, but overall they're happy. We hope you have enjoyed our day in the life video. Please look below in the description box of the video to look at all the things that I mentioned in the video. We hope that you will join us here on YouTube, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. Also, join our email list so that you never miss a video when we post. We will email them directly to you. Until the next video, bye-bye.